Hello, my name's Ronnie Rosson. I'm the teaching professional here at Hawks Creek Golf Club and also the teaching instructor for Texas Wesleyan University here in Fort Worth. I'm here to talk to you today about the golf swing and what I feel is the most important part of the golf swing, the grip. And as you well know, the grip is the only part of our body that is connected to the golf club. So I feel that's where it starts, and that's where you should start and try to get used to a correct grip before you get your body working into the golf swing. So we're going to start with talking about the grip, and we basically have three positions of the grip, which we call weak, neutral, and strong. And in my opinion, they all fit in the hands the same way, they're just in different positions. Now, as they fit in the hand, we first want to get the club angle square, and we let it fit in the fingers, not in the palm, working across our fingers from the forefinger upward in a manner like so, with the heel of our hand on top of the club on our left wrist, and close the grip. Now, as we look down and we see our knuckles, if we can see one knuckle or less, then it's going to be pretty weak. And if we get over where we see one or two knuckles and the V's point to the right shoulder, that's going to be neutral. And if we work where we can see over two knuckles to three or four and our V's pointing below our right shoulder, we're getting to a strong grip. And they're all correct, none of them wrong. Not one of them wrong, because we have great players all across the country playing with all three grips. Now, once we get this grip before we feel like it functions best for us, we can see how we carry our left hand. Individuals some of them carry their left hand more in, some not as much in. And a lot of times this will dictate to the individual on how much the left hand's going to be turned. So we get in a position like so. Now, once we get in a position here, I feel like my grip is pretty neutral. Not weak, not strong, but just pretty neutral. Because when I look down, I can see two knuckles. From this standpoint, my V works just inside of my right shoulder. So when I put my right hand on, I'm going to want in and put it in the fingers also the same. And we put in the fingers and let our fingers close, let our thumb be in the center of our right hand, and roll our right hand over so they kind of match. So we always want our hands to feel like they're matching, not opposing each other, but matching each other. So we get the left hand on in this position here with my seeing two knuckles with my V point the right shoulder. We get the right hand on with my V point also the right shoulder. Now our grips can be the overlap, the interlock, or 10 finger. As you can see right here with my grip, going through three grips, my hands are never moving. But we've got to be comfortable with our hands on the golf club. I use the interlock. All great players use all three. More use the interlock or more use the overlap. Very few of our great players use the 10 finger. Now, once we get our grip and we're comfortable with our grip, in a good position, our V's are both pointing in the same direction, one's not working one way against the other. We get in a position, the club's working in the fingers. On a scale of 1 to 10, our pressure in our left hand and right hand, the right hand's going to be lighter, but our pressure should be, 10 being the strongest, our pressure should be somewhere around 2 to 3. We may even have some really great players that are 5, but my suggestion is around 2 or 3. Now, the grip is going to help dictate what else I'm going to talk about is our swing plane. So, I've always felt, and you'll see, is a lot of the great players have different swing planes, one being upright, one being flatter. We call them one plane swing planes, two plane swing planes. We've got where a lot of teachers are teaching only one way when we got great players using all. So my theory is, if we go into a fairly neutral grip to weak grip, we're going to be in a position here that when we take the golf club back and we get it right down the line here, the club's going to come upward, and we're going to be in an upward, what players call upward swing, tall, and our hands are going to need to move back down up in this position here and keep the club on plane throughout the swing and work and keep the club on plane here. Now, we found that a player likes a flat swing. A lot of times when the grip gets stronger, and I'm going to turn the V over below the right shoulder and work my hands over stronger and work this one over stronger the same way. These players, in my opinion, need to be on a flatter swing, and they're probably going to be, which is going to be a swing more like so. Now, if I take this swing here where my grip's strong and go to the first upright swing I showed you and get here and go here, my club face is going to be dead shut. We're going to hit a lot of pulls, a lot of hooks, and so forth. So we would want a strong grip here and trying to get the club up here. If we're going to have a strong grip, we're going to want the club flatter, the swing a lot flatter, in a lot better position, because the flatter it is, the more our body's going to work in a position, the flatter, that our body's going to take the club from flat swing and turn a lot more this way through the golf swing. And with a neutral or weaker grip, our golf club is going to work straighter back, more upright, and back down, so we can keep it in the same position. Now, they call it a two-plane swing. Why? Because if we're neutral to weak in our grip, we're moving the club straighter back, upright, and you can see as I start coming down and bring the hands down and start turning, my shaft has fell in a different plane than when I went back. When I went back, it was straighter. When I came down, it was more inside. So both swings are correct. We got great players playing with all of them, and none of them are wrong. So this is the first thing I feel you need to do with your golf swing before you get into working the body. That's the legs, the balance, the posture, and getting in the ball position and all above. So with the different grip, with our different swing plane, it's going to work us in to the different positions of our body. And I feel like that we've proven that with a neutral, weaker grip and a more upright swing, we're probably going to be maybe just a little closer to it. The shoulders are going to work just a little different than they would on a flat swing. That if our grip's stronger and we're here, our hands may have a tendency to be a little lower, and our body a lot flatter, and our backswing a lot flatter, and working in a position that's more around us. So I feel like all of them are correct. You just have to feel which one best fits you, and then build on your golf swing from there up. The ball position is always going to work with the longer clubs on the left side, more towards the left heel, and as we go back, they're going to work back with our wedges on backward. The stance is going to work the same, but with our grip, this is so important because, like I said, this is the only thing connected to the golf club. So again, my name's Ronnie Rosson. I love teaching. I love the game of golf, as you can well see. I feel like my tip that I would like to give players would be something they don't do enough of, and that's shorten the backswing. If you're a player that doesn't hit a lot of solid shots and you need better tempo and better timing, then I'd like to see you go out and practice and keep your golf swing in a firmer position, shorter backswing. And in a position here, depending on which grip you use, like I said, I use a neutral grip, so where my backswing would normally be probably around right here. If I was not hitting the ball solid, need better tempo, better timing, my suggestion, especially right before a round, would be to take my golf swing and feel like it's going here. It's not going to be, but that's what I feel, and just try to get my body going to hit the golf ball from position there. Doesn't matter which grip you're using, but I'd like to see players that are having trouble and need to get better timing, better balance to shorten their swing. The reason players don't shorten the swing, do it because it's a sense of a loss of power, and they don't trust it because they're afraid they're not going to hit it as far, which is wrong. If they hit it solid and they keep the golf club position, keep the body and the arms all turning in sequence, they're going to hit the ball further and in better position. So again, I appreciate your time today, and hope to see some of you players maybe down the road. But again, my name's Ronnie Rosson. I'm a teaching professional here at Hawks Creek Golf Club in Fort Worth, Texas, and also the teaching instructor at Texas Wesleyan University. Thanks.